Imagine a mountain that doesn't just touch the sky, it pierces the veil between worlds. You are part of an elite special forces team sent to investigate a remote frozen peak in the Himalayas where communication has gone dark and strange signals are emanating from the ice. But this isn't just a rescue mission, it's a descent into a nightmare where ancient myths are real and the cold is the least of your worries. Welcome to the Devil's Peak 2, the second pulse-pounding, terrifying, and action-packed installment in Greig Beck's supernatural thriller series. If you love military horror tropes, ancient mysteries, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated terror of facing enemies that defy explanation with nothing but grit, guns, and teamwork, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in adventure horror, blending the visceral chill of high-altitude survival with the profound dread of the unknown. The narrative kicks off with the team arriving at the base of the peak, only to find that the environment itself seems hostile, as if the mountain is watching them. The atmosphere is thick with the howling wind, the crunch of crampons on ice, and the creeping dread of knowing that every shadow could hide a creature from legend. Beck excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation in extreme conditions, making every step upward, every radio check, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but something far worse. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular special forces versus supernatural trope and the brilliant tactical survival dynamic. This isn't just about shooting monsters. It's about managing oxygen levels, navigating treacherous terrain, and using military precision to outsmart enemies that rely on fear and chaos. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer the enemy's behavior, coordinate with his squad under extreme pressure, and completely shock arrogant officials with his stubborn refusal to leave anyone behind is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat to life, making the crack of rifle fire, the roar of avalanches, and the frantic breathing of soldiers on the edge feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular action and the horror mechanics, the soul of The Devil's Peak lies in its characters and the heavy burden of brotherhood. The protagonist isn't just a soldier, he is a deeply human individual, struggling with the moral weight of leading men into a situation that may have no exit. The emotional anchor of the story is his fierce, unbreakable bond with his team, a found family bound by shared trauma and the knowledge that they are the only ones who can trust each other in the dark. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet conversations in the tent feel just as impactful as the explosive, heart-pounding confrontations with the abyss. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major revelation about the true nature of the peak forces the team into a desperate, high-stakes confrontation at the summit. The finale is a breathtaking display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming firepower, and raw, unbridled courage. The protagonist must use every hidden trick, every last round of ammunition, and every ounce of their will to survive the ascent and expose the truth. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, paradigm-shifting victory that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its technology, it's its resilience in the face of impossibility. The Devil's Peak 2 is a triumph of the supernatural thriller genre. It is smart, terrifying, and unapologetically intense. Greig Beck has crafted a sequel that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog holding the line against the dark. Plug in your headphones, check your gear, and join the team. The peak is calling, but they're here to answer.